Today, we delve into a poignant narrative that examines the complexities of human relationships and the devastating impact of deceit, set against the backdrop of a small African community. This story explores the tragic consequences of betrayal and redemption within a family that seemed, to outsiders, to have it all. Our story begins with a woman who had all that society might think she could want, a husband who adored her, and a daughter whom they both cherished. Her husband was known in the community as a good man, kind-hearted and generous, whose love for his wife was unconditional. Despite this seemingly idyllic life, the woman was ensnared by desires beyond the bounds of her marriage. Her heart wandered to another, a man known for his own fickle ways, who repeatedly engaged in affairs with her. This duality of her life added a layer of complexity and tension that she struggled to manage. Caught in this web of deceit, she began to see her marriage as a cage rather than a haven. Her mind became consumed with thoughts of freedom, a freedom she believed could only be realized with her lover by her side. In moments of desperation, she devised a scheme so drastic and so morally unsettling that it would forever alter the lives of those around her. Her plan involved their 5-year-old daughter, an innocent child who loved both parents dearly. In a heart-rending manipulation, the woman coerced her daughter into lying, convincing the child to accuse her father of a heinous crime: abuse. This false accusation led to the husband's arrest and subsequently his sentencing to 10 years in prison. The community, aghast at such claims, turned its back on him, and with her husband's fate sealed, the woman seized her chance. She left the village with her boyfriend, leaving behind a trail of heartache and betrayal. The years rolled on, and the daughter, now a teenager, struggled with a heavy conscience. As she grew, so too did her awareness of the grave injustice she had been a part of. Unbeknownst to those around her, she carried within her a tumultuous storm of guilt, one that began to manifest in her behavior and health. The very foundation of her sense of trust had been shattered at such a tender age, affecting her ability to form healthy relationships and engulfing her world in turmoil. Her inner conflict reached a breaking point as she realized that silence was no longer an option. The truth, which she had buried deep within her, emerged in her heart as a path to redemption, not just for herself, but also for her father, the real victim of the falsehoods she had been coerced into telling. In a courageous moment, the daughter came forward, confessing the lies she had been made to speak as a child. Her admission was not only a revelation that sought to correct a grave injustice, but it also served as a powerful testament to the strength of truth and the possibility of forgiveness. She reached out to the authorities and the community, seeking to clear her father's name and restore the dignity unjustly stripped from him. This confession, though painful, was a necessary step in the healing process for both the daughter and her imprisoned father. The legal system, upon reviewing the new evidence, took steps to rectify the wrong done to the man, and he was released from prison. The community, shocked into a reflective silence, began to reconcile its perception of justice and the devastating effects of deception. While the father returned home, a home forever changed, the path to rebuilding trust was daunting. Yet, amidst the ruins of a fractured family lay the seeds of understanding and reconciliation. The father, though deeply wounded by the betrayal, understood the profound influence of manipulation and the capacity for human error in the narrative spun by his wife. As for the woman who had orchestrated this heart-wrenching deception, she found herself consumed by the very chaos she had wrought. Her dream of freedom became a nightmare of isolation and regret, as the truth of her actions reverberated back to her with fierce clarity. In closing, the story reminds us of the delicate nature of trust and the destructive potential of lies. It underscores the moral that while deception may temporarily alter one's path, it is the unyielding pursuit of truth that ultimately brings resolution and peace. Reconciliation and redemption, though sometimes painful and complex, pave the way for a more profound healing of the human spirit.